na mene Dr. Silas Asiedu, Director of Research Edema Kennedy Akompreko Japan campaign
94.1
in the Ashanti region. It's a local man. Don't go to me can Ezra 94.1 FM Ezra TV. Me din the Mike Bibi Aboko.
Sir Mike, me too on camera. I'm watching. I'm in chair with you for.
Very well. The Global Info latest survey predicting 17% for Canada compared to Japan. Meaning, sir, if this is something to go by, Canada Japan is trailing or rebound. Okay. Survey, how do you receive it?
Okay, my Sir Mike, I'm in chair. I'm in chair with you for. Info analytics. I Musadan Kwadano no. Or share ne research awaye so far.
Ezra 94.1
politics, especially more profound recently. The general elections 2024 no. I say research no. Tomano. Inti Ubeka say the credibility a bit we can say I'm for Jatum. So a good researcher. And so research at this point in time people might believe that the true reflection on what is actually happening. But the remember what I say, what I say, election, research no. Research beyond the dynamics. We MPP internal elections and to say general elections are factors are a bit influence respondents or more answers to your questionnaire no quite different from the urban or B party B internal elections. And the general elections now predicting 2024 no a government which are 8 years. And incumbent governments are naturally, after 8 years in the history of Ghana's politics, incumbents, attitude, the performance, the deliveries of the year for over 8 years, it will much influence on the voting decision of the electorates, Ghana for. In the way research into such setting or predictions. A more concise because a government of which are so of failure Ghana for away. For example, fuel book costura and your research and other culture literate is a fuel book costrunti, uncle Trabenti by an answer. So economy and answer the panel, the businesses like the most indicators are a primary, beauty said dollar. Exchange rates, any import duties, basic cost of living, when the purpose of survival of Ghana, and yet we research and then make much impact. Yeah, those indicators will rather influence and as they play role to the success of research. Now, where internal elections are a delegate targeted people now got to Aba. I don't know how the method and as a methodology or the elections, but kakra wa yama me mahuno online do our WhatsApp so no I share link na nkrofo vote, and you can't actually define the platform upon which I'll be share such a link. Me mahusa links ni bia was sending nkrofo vote, and one of the platforms well dominated by the NDC, fraternity. And meanwhile, I mean, kind of.
Now, say we a surveyor or no, ewo NPP mu. Inti, many of us about command this in the Ghana.
Me pacha me ba. Me. Yes, I'm sorry. What man cancel the command NDC for me say. Quite on fast year na be me di many. How or see no say a link, a true Google link. Abaya or no quick research. I think we every month into or generate a link now I share. Me mahumba about 2 or 3 consecutive ones. People vote using the link. But internal elections are a bit strategical, involved with targeted people, delegates, a ɔma to aba no bi ayi candidates bi a wakɔ na ne performance well rated. You can rate it. No, the factors that will play in the voting decision of those delegates, this time around will be different from what happened in the general elections. But I mean, I cannot say so we did the same model out the year. A previous research, sections near different. Why have we misleading delegates? Because minimum researchers, no single researcher has been able to be 100% predictive. Say, the research will be Diano. It's it was started the year. No, I quite remember. So follow the last US 4 elections between Donald Trump and Obeya. What's the name? Joe Biden running mate. Not Hillary. No, Black American, you don't know Joe Biden running mates, referring faction for America. We share elections. Now there was one particular American researcher almost every election would me predicted. Emmanuel Bem. This one was predicted said Trump will lose. But Trump won overwhelmingly. That's what I said. And researcher be anywhere. I have failed research severally. Be anywhere research every single research be correct. So okay, 2024 general elections. Professor Smasapon. No, you so predicted elections correct. Or predicted say Dr. Bawumia winning. So many other additives they can. But Dr. Bawumia winning. So it tells you that no single researcher can be 100% right. And I say be track the predictions. There are some exceptions. I was a researcher. You can't use the same model, throwing questionnaires out there where you can't even define your true respondents. Meaning, say we have follow a sister media station back. Me personally would say I'm a popular guy every month survey or my delegates na fair when asking the outputs. And semester
how are you able to at least get the accuracy said the offering or a delegate? Because if I open phone lines, for instance, and ask people to call, we bet me afraid because you want to project or no candidate in you might say, may a delegate or ABI so meanwhile be quite now about to be.
Trust me, Ghana so we're not going to percent delegates in Kwana fair. The probability to sell more money delegate friend is very small.
You trust that system?
Yes, delegates will definitely call. And I've gone to field to do research. Sometimes I will go shank of no delegate, when you delegate, it's doable. But the infant said that notwithstanding now, why you have to bear the money? Assuming people are impersonating delegates, you should compare yours to other surveys. Now, Musa Danko, I want him to do field research, on field. Share delegates, cut it across, go to Volta region, come to Ashanti region, go to Eastern region, and get genuine true delegates and deal with them. Then you can tell me something that is more true. But per the system, not the of course, within a particular political party, you can deceive the party.
This is not the first time Musa Dankwa a survey on this upcoming NPP Presidential Primaries elections. What the kind I think that the last one now Canada Japan was leading.
Yes. So I'm say we are first one as a Canada Japan lead there. The second one will be mad with other factors which is a political staging. Sometimes people who say why a favor this time in favor the system not the they will gather people to go and flood the system and vote to deceive through delegates. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we are there, we are first one. Not just a can lead, now we are second one. What are the factors that Mark Ken truly this time around? You've not been able to state them. At least you'll be able to state the factors. Okay, me a first one. Ken was leading. This one or truly. What are the factors? Delegates is the same. What is really the problem? I'm man or truly. You get it? So you need to be able to define those factors very well. But we are one year careful. This political gymnastics for you know. I don't mind one here. People come in and flood your results. So me as a researcher, I'm a field researcher. I'm a researcher. I'm a MP and we go to the field rather than we using Google AI to do it. But all that notwithstanding, no. Young Kennedy Fund, so your research department, Juma. I want delegates to be aware. And your research work, with the different method, different models, tells us say Ken is leading, and he's leading with a very sharp edge. But what I say, so want to encourage Ken supporters, want to encourage delegates, I want to say, if MPP really needs power in the immediate, future, which is probably 2028. Ken Japan now no kwa Ghana for na ma will be president and your delegates in Kwa, and they should go out there and interact with marketers, with taxi drivers, businessmen, importers. They should go and interact with them. On the true thinking of the Ghanaian electorates, then that will influence their voting decision. Yeah, delegate will be delayed, and I'm telling you, previous primaries Boone said the kind of support Honorable Ken are very narrow to the grassroots people. But this time around, more former appointees, former MPs, current MPs, almost half of them are even supporting Honorable Ken openly. That should tell you that Musa Danko cannot be 100% right. Yeah, disregarding the Jumawaye previous. No, I'm not disregarding the Jumawaye. I respect his previous researches. I respect his previous analysis Hawaii. Any recent one, I was saying Honorable Ken lead, but this the Ken one not make say. You can't. No researcher can be 100% right.
Exactly, but projecting Bawumia with 52%, and then that of your candidate in Japan with 17%.
It can't happen. No research. No research
do you
works
think
like that.
this research has a problem?
Yes, I think it has a problem. Now make yourself. How can you run a research using a Google app to gather your respondents, which you don't even know, you can't identify, you can't label them, and then no about the catching me. First one, Ken was leading with no reason, no factors going against that particular candidate. Now swap it from there to 17 on. We now have 52. Please, this is politics. This is not a medical or a clinical research. This is not like statistical research. This is politics, and so many games go into it. That's what I want your listeners to be aware. Some more beer and bullshit. And maybe to him, some more particular favorite beer. Numbers because of in people can cook and massage stuff to flood social media to just redirect the thinking of electorates. That is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And they shouldn't fall for it.
Enra now being me didn't come on. He was just asking me. So Mike, he's a lecturer. He's a very big lecturer and a spoken lecturer. One of the public universities in Kumasi here. I didn't come around up after me show. Now, okay, say one who say as a Japan team, and it can campaign and Kasakrano. It seems that my slow and a lot of Japan campaign members even complain say even financial support is not forthcoming. They seem to be relaxing. When you know some of the reasons in here this time around, Ken is trailing.
My name Professor Krao Kasa. If ABA, which meaning the parallel link here, once the information there, once the key information from the right pointer, you might think say that's what it is. As I speak with you, there were Canada Japan, a regional campaign chairman in the person of Mr. Amofa Jantua. So when you Brekum Chelsea CEO, your campaign office, Kumasi, your campaign offices around the country. Honorable campaign office Wakra. That's more. So officer will issue be with say when you be Koswa, please reach out to these people. Finding out. Honorable Ken Dono, Upeso Bay President, because we did so bit Mayor Juma. No, sometimes you contributing near the Bawumia Bay President. Sometimes Ghana no. Metaka same say Ghana politics too costly. My politics boy a thing. Upe President Teddy, Upe MP Teddy, Upe Bokama, Nipana Bay Benya Akunyani Dia. Now the hands are tight. These are some of the reasons. And such a professor, no master. Then I'm one for Namu Canberra. They take with the same for a time, ne break on famra me share campaign officers na chi kwan ne ne nyina nya dwuma nti
Doc, me na asia no pay we ani aye besan aba abusua me Dr. Silas Asiedu director of research at the Canada Japan campaign here in the Ashanti region ojuji say the global info for ekano